international students are not allowed to study at that institution. In this video, I'll talk about the 5 latest updates released by IRCC for the Canadian student visa for the Jan intake. So make sure that you hear all the 5 points and stick to the end, because in the end, I will give my opinion based on the updates that have been released so far. Welcome to Bani Abroad. So if you're new to this channel, I make content on studying and settling abroad, and make sure that you hit that subscribe button right now if you don't want to miss out on crucial information regarding these topics. So let's start with the first update. And as all of you know that because of COVID, there was this launch of the 2-stage process in which you will get your AIP and then you can start studying online. But from the start of January intake 2021 and onwards, this process is not going to happen, and there is going to be that original process where you have to do everything in one go. The second update favors all the students who have their institution in the DLI approved list. That means that their institution has submitted a COVID readiness plan, and the students can come and study, and they will take all the proper precautions when they are conducting classes in person. So if your institution is in that list, then your application will be given preference when they are going to review it, and you are more likely to get your visa approved. So in this case, even if you have applied late and there's someone else who has applied 4 months earlier than you have, but your institution is in the DLL list and theirs is not, then you might see that your visa will get approved first, even though that you applied late. I'll put the link in the description box where you can check if your university or college is in the list and make your plans accordingly. If you are finding that this video is informative, then make sure that you hit that like button. Third update is for all the students who are going to apply in the SDS category. So even if you have not given the academic version of IELTS, you can still go with the general IELTS and you can proceed with your application. It's not necessary that you have to give the academic one. But for those students who are applying under the non-SDS category, they'll have to give the IELTS academic version. And also, since now it's going to be a 1-stage process, you can start applying for the SDS category, but a few months ago it wasn't permitted because for SDS you have to submit your application in one go, and it was a 2-stage process, so you weren't eligible to apply for SDS. But now onwards, you can start filing your application in the SDS category, and by chance if you have already given your general IELTS exam, then no need to give the academic one, you can proceed with the application. And if you want information on the documents that you need to attach for your study permit application, then I have made a video and I've attached the link there, and also in the description box down below, you can watch that. Now talking about the fourth update, it's less of an update but more of an information that you have to keep in mind when you are applying. So as you know that there has been no concrete news when biometric centers will open in India. So if you are in that uncertainty boat and you don't want to be, and you want to apply only when you are crystal clear that okay, if I apply for this intake, I will be able to go and study in person, and that would hopefully be the May intake. So for that, if you want to defer, make sure that you ask your college or your university for the new acceptance letter with the new date, and make sure that you update that on your visa application portal. So this you have to keep in mind, that if there's any change in the date, or even if you are changing college because you have seen one college which is in the DLI list and you would prefer that, so make sure that you update that on your portal so that they can proceed with your application accordingly. Now the fifth point is regarding the DLI institution. So suppose that your institution is listed in the DLI and you get your study permit, but once you come to Canada, it no longer holds that status and it is no longer a DLI institution. Then there are 2 things that you have to keep in mind. One is that you can keep studying your program until the study permit expires. And the second thing is that if you have to renew your study permit, suppose that you came for a 1-year degree and you want to do another 1-year degree to get that 3-year PGWP, then you have to make sure that you get accepted into a DLI institution. Then only your study permit would be renewed. And this point, always keep in mind that when you are applying to an institution in Canada, it has to be in the DLI list, because if it is not in the DLI list, place, then international students are not allowed to study at that institution. So make sure that you have this in your mind. Now coming to my opinion, so my opinion is simple, that if you are going for a 2-year course and your institution is in the DLI list, then you can consider going for the Jan intake. But if you are a person who is going for a 1-year degree and your institution is not even in the DLI approved list, then I would say that by all means defer. And for all the other cases that I have not covered, that yours is a 2-year degree and your institution is not in the DLI list or any other scenario, my only suggestion is to wait till you have that deadline to defer your program. There are new updates about hastening the entire process, and you can go maybe not in January but February. That's good enough. So just wait till that deadline, and if the deadline is there, then just analyze your scenario, if you can wait, or if you can't wait, how long is the degree, and then make a decision accordingly. So these were my 2 cents on it. And before I end this video, I just want to tell you that you have to follow a 14-day quarantine plan if you are allowed to come to Canada. So for more details on that, you can watch my video. The link is there and also in the description box. And if you like the video, then make sure that you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel and press that bell icon.